Here we are on a house, Barndominium, we built last summer. It's February now, and we were in charge of putting up the shell of the structure. And then the homeowners took it on to finish off the rest of the home. So we're back here to get a little bit of an update. You can see that they chose to spray foam the structure. So they completely filled in the cavity of their 5.5 inches with spray foam. The interior girts, we typically put them on at 2 foot on center, but these are put in at 16 inches on center. And, that comes down to personal preference of the homeowner. If you do 16 on center, you can get by with using 1/2 inch drywall. At 2 foot on center, we use 5/8 drywall on our exterior walls. And of course on your ceiling as well. So just kind of pay attention to what wood you're putting on and the distance between them and the drywall that you're using. These are 2x4s. We typically use 2x4, not 1xs for our interior furring. So they did a great job of insulating this, and their heating source right now, you can see here in the corner, is a wood burning stove. And well, that's what they've been using to heat this place while they've been doing the build. So we got an opportunity to come out here and get an update. You can see that the drywall is in now. They've got it stocked. They got the lids in, ceiling put up, and they'll be working on the walls here next week. So, yeah, just did a fantastic job. They put in the interior stud walls. You can see the electricals in, the plumbing, all the pipes, of course, ready for drywall. So they did a really good job of taking this on that you may not typically do yourself. Something unique that Tom went ahead and Craig jigged in his blocking. What a fantastic detail he did there. Instead of just throwing a screw in, he took the extra effort to run a pilot hole and put the screw in. So just a nice firm blocking, and you can see that he did that for all of his blocking. Just a nice touch that most folks don't do. And even on his studs, he went ahead and did the Craig jig and screwed his studs down that way. So makes for a fantastic joint when you're putting your studs in after the fact with your bottom plate down. So yeah, let's keep moving. This is a master bathroom and bedroom here. Nice big tall ceilings. You can see that 10-foot ceilings in here. Just super nice. Bedroom. Nice big opening for the closet. Got your 2 foot deep. You know why closets are 2 foot deep? It allows you to put the rod in the center and the width of a hanger and still have room front and back to close your door and not touch the back wall. So one of your framing tips, you want 2 foot finished. So make your opening 2'1", and then you'll have your 1/2 inch of drywall on each side. So just remember when you're framing your closet, make it 2 foot 1 inch, not 2 foot, so that your shelf, your rod, the hanger, all fits inside the closet. Again, got a nice big bedroom, nice closet. Tom put some rock wool in, spray foam some of the interior. Just on the other side of this wall is the garage area. Make sure to put in your plumbing stops, your blocks, so a drywall screw does not hit your pipes. So put those plates in. Make sure that when you're putting your drywall in that you don't mess it up. Nice big closet area. Yeah, just some nice big tall ceilings. Man, just look at how open this looks. Just quite a bit of different look when you got ceilings that high. Makes 1,800 square feet look pretty big. And then the garage area, he chose to drywall. So we're gonna come in here next week. It's supposed to be a high of 9 degrees all week. So Tom and Tiffany asked us to come in and put the ceiling in. It's pretty typical if you're doing it yourself, hire the ceilings done. It's up overhead work. It's hard to keep it straight and in plane. So just I would recommend hiring the ceilings done. He's doing drywall on the walls, as you can see, and then we're doing steel up on the ceiling. And something different we're doing on this one is our steel is running from the eave up to the peak. So the steel will be running long ways. Typically, you run it across the trusses, but you'll notice we put furring in here, and that's so that we could run the steel from eave to peak instead of side to side. So it's gonna look like a really cool finish. Something that we don't typically do is drywall the walls and do steel on the ceiling. But this is gonna be sharp. You can see the glass door that they put in, just gonna be classy. And something really unique, Tom had his overhead door guy come out, and you'll notice they bent the track at the pitch of the ceiling so that he could roll that door up, get it up out of the way. So went with a non-standard track, jack shaft operator. But the cool thing is they bent that radius to match the pitch of our ceiling. Just a really cool feature that you don't normally get. So just small details like that really make a huge difference in the functionality of your garage. That gets those rails up out of the way. It wasn't quite enough room to do what they call a high lift door, where it goes more straight up. So just a cool custom trick. And then if you look at the other 2 doors that we have on the end, you'll see how high the springs and the track go up on it as well. Again, wanted to get the most room possible in this garage, get the tracks up as high as we could, and the distance by being able to go up our rails don't come out as far. So, jack shaft operator on the ends, no trolley hanging out in the middle, and they were able to extend the radius of the track up and then track back to where it's up out of the way. So think about some custom options when you're doing your overhead doors. There is the standard, but for just a little extra thought in the planning stages, this is something we went through while we were designing the home, and something that the overhead door guy had come out while we were building and went back and had track made to fit what we were wanting to do. And I think Tom and Tiffany can speak on it. We'll talk to them a little bit later about the process. But this was something Tom had talked about, something he wanted, and wanted to know if we were capable of providing something like this in the level of detail during the design phase. So as a builder, as a designer, don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to say, I'm not sure we can, but let's take the journey and see if we can make it happen and get it accomplished. And sure enough, we did. And next week, when it's bitter cold here in Illinois, highs in the single digits and lows in the negatives, it's going to be really nice to have an opportunity to spend at least a couple days in here. So as a builder, as you're into the winter months or forecasting for the weather, make sure that you're planning on some interior work for your employees, giving them a place to go, a place that you can conduct work, make payroll, have revenue. In cases like this for us, we're able to keep the guys busy, give Tom and Tiffany a break on the cost, because it really helps us out and we're helping them out. So there are opportunities out there to work together, and they've been patient to wait for us to take the time, have the time, cold enough to be outside to be able to come inside. So don't be afraid to work with your builder. Builders, don't be afraid to work with your customers. It's all about getting it done in a timely fashion, and that timely fashion is the pace at which your homeowner wants to take their project at. Not everybody needs it done right away, and not everybody wants it done right away. It is a process. Lots of decisions go into house building. And along the way, if you can make them understand it's going to delay your project by 2 or 3 months, but you really have time as a homeowner to digest the information, make decisions, and not feel so overwhelmed with, I have to make all these now, and then changes are made when drywall starts going in and you really understand the scope and scale of your build. So it's okay to take some patience, slow it down a little bit, and make sure you think through before you rush to get to the end. With that, we're excited to show you some more updates on this one as we go. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Post Frame Innovations.